anime, hand-drawn and computer animation originating from Japan. Tunjitalks presents Anime Talk. Hello and welcome back. Today I am with Gabi.
Hi.
How are you, Gabi?
I'm good, thanks. We're in lockdown here, but I'm keeping busy doing stuff, having fun in the house all the time. So I'm good.
That's good.
How are you? That's awesome.
Oh yeah, not too bad. Just like talking to people, so that's fun. A few years ago, you went to Japan.
Yes.
And if you weren't an anime fan, do you think you would have gone?
Yeah. Well, maybe I wouldn't have found out about the culture from such an early age. My uncle lives in Japan, so I have always had Japanese things brought back to me. I would see photos of his life in Japan. So I think I probably would always still have wanted to travel there. But obviously anime is quite a big influence on some of the things that I like about Japan. But as a country, I just think it's great. Whether they have anime or not, I would still go.
And how was your time in Japan?
Oh, it's really, really lovely. I've been a few times because I've visited my uncle a few times and I have a few friends out there now. So I try to go every 2 years, but it's expensive. So that doesn't always happen. I love it. There's so much to do. You can't get bored in Japan. I think you can get bored in the UK, but you can't in Japan. They're very good at making sure everyone's spare time is filled with things that are exciting. Yeah, it's my favorite place to go to, and I'm lucky enough to have been there because I don't always have to pay for accommodation, so that saves a lot of money. Yeah, I love it. Have you ever been to Japan?
No, I haven't. But
would you like to go one day?
Yeah, for sure. Even just to try real authentic sushi.
Yeah. Big difference, I think. I mean, I don't eat a lot of sushi, especially the raw sushi. I tend to not eat. But I hear from my friends that it's so much better there than it is here. I'm simple. I just like the sushi with a little bit of prawn on it or a bit of avocado, and I'm happy. But yeah, sushi would be great to have out there.
Do you read manga at all?
Yeah, a lot. I used to read it a lot more when I was younger, and I would buy all of it from the shops when it was there. I mean, there wasn't that much when I was younger. Anime is so much more accessible now, and manga, but I did read it. And then as I've got older, I still try and buy it where I can. Sometimes I'm cheeky and read it online, which I shouldn't do unless you pay for it. But yeah, I did have a period where I stopped reading it. I don't know why I went off it, but now I'm back in it full force. Love reading it in the evenings. It's so much fun. Do you read manga?
No, I've only got one copy of Shonen Jump, and that's only manga I've kind of read.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I prefer just to watch the anime.
Yeah, but, I think a lot of people think that.
But in some cases, I know when they turn the manga into the anime, they might skip over certain arcs or storylines.
Lots of people say that. Lots of people say. I recently watched Tokyo Ghoul, which I hadn't seen before. I caught up with a lot of stuff that I wanted to watch this year since we've had so much time. And I loved the anime, but everyone says that the manga is better and that you should read that because they float over things that are in the manga and don't put them in the anime. So you're right. Yeah, I guess there's benefits to reading the manga and benefits to watching the anime.
Even cases where if there's a great anime you like and they cancel the anime, but you can still go to the manga if it's still going.
Yeah, that's so true. Sometimes I'm lazy though, and I know that it continues in the manga and I should really read on, but once I think it's easier to go from manga to anime than anime to manga. That's just my personal opinion. So I feel I can read a manga and then watch the anime, but I struggle to watch the anime and then go into manga form.
Do you remember how you got into anime?
I think I've watched anime from a really young age, but I didn't know it was anime. When you're younger, it's just on TV, and I was watching Sailor Moon and things like that. I didn't know that anime was a thing. It was just cartoons. So really young in that case. But then when I started to become conscious that what I was watching was anime, and I actively sought out more anime, I was probably I think that was 2004, 2005, 2006. so like however old I was then. But yeah, I remember like I realized this was a thing and I was like, oh, I need to watch more of it. It's so much better than any other animation. I need to pursue it. And then I've been obsessed ever since.
Okay, so you mentioned how you like anime more than like any other animation. And I think like it's interesting, like there are distinctions between anime and like normal animation. Like anime kind of like stands out.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I watch like Disney and I watch all forms of anime. I love cartoons like Cartoon Network. But I think, yeah, animation is like on another level sometimes. It's so beautiful and detailed. But then also there's like so many stylistic things about anime, like, you know, like the little chibis. One minute the character's animated like really like somewhat realistically, and then suddenly it's like a little mini version of itself with like poofy cheeks or poofy eyes. Like you don't get that in other animation, but in anime it's so seamless the way they can flow between the styles of animation. So you get so much more emotion and expression, and I just think it's so much more moving because of how well it's animated compared to some cartoons. I still love Disney though. They're great too.
So what interests you the most about anime?
That's a really good question. I think it's changed as I've got older. When I was younger, I loved like the romancy animes or the fluffy, soft romance animes. I love that. I'm like an eternal romantic. Anything romantic, I love it. And so anime did that so much better than other kids' things. And they had like series just, you know, dedicated to people who like fluffy romance. So I'd spend a lot of time watching that. And then also I think that I love fantasy and like escaping to other worlds, and I think anime builds some amazing like fantasy worlds and can transport you anywhere. I think like whenever I was having a difficult time in my life, especially Studio Ghibli, I'd watch those films. I still do now, like when I got really anxious at the beginning of this whole pandemic, but I would watch Studio Ghibli to make myself feel calm, because they completely take my mind elsewhere to another world, another dimension.
I know you watch anime, like anime TV shows and anime movies. Do you have a preference?
I think they're so different. Depends what mood I'm in. Like I had a period of a few years where I would only watch anime movies. I wouldn't watch series because I just didn't want to commit to some, you know, some series are so long. You really need to sit down and set a huge amount of time aside. I don't know. I love anime movies, especially if they're Ghibli, but I also love series. I think you can do so much more with a series. In like a 20-minute episode, they can cover so much, and way more than you can do with like normal TV with real people. I like both. I couldn't live with one or the without one or the other. I'd have to have movies and series. What about you? Are you just mainly series or?
Yeah, mainly series. I don't know. My experience with like anime movies is like they tend to be slow. And yeah. I'm not a fan of that. But with the series, they move so quickly.
And that's true.
Yeah, no, I like kind of like a fast moving kind of show over like a slow
pace.
And when I watch like anime movies, I feel bored as well, like the slow.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you find that sometimes some animes are too fast? Have you ever found that? Because I feel some series are like, oh my gosh, slow down. 1 minute, this is happening, and then it's completely changed. Do you ever feel that?
No.
Because like I guess anime lends itself to, sometimes, especially the action-packed animes, lend themselves to super fast plots that move really quickly, because it kind of goes with the dynamic, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they move too fast. Not many.
What ones come to mind?
Well, this one I don't think moves too fast. I think this is a good example of how fast. Have you seen Devil's Line on Netflix?
No.
You should watch it. It's really good. It's weird and it's unlike anything I've watched before. But that moves really fast, but in a really good way. Like in a completely like unlike anything else, any other anime. Like it moves so fast. 1 minute this is happening and this is happening. I think that's an example of where it's done well. I think some parts of Tokyo Ghoul went really fast, especially in the later seasons, maybe too fast. I I love the first and second season, but I think after that I was like, what's going on? It's going so fast.
Tokyo Ghoul, was there like a
Mm.
time jump between season 2 and 3?
Yeah, I think so.
That
You're sort of like, what's going on here? Is this the same person? Yeah, once you get used to it, I guess it's okay. But yeah, I loved season 1 and 2. I think those were amazing. I didn't dislike the other seasons, but I think 1 and 2 were on a different level.
I think for me that put me off Tokyo Ghoul, the time jump, because I was never totally on board with Tokyo Ghoul. Like I watched it just because it seemed interesting. Like I hadn't seen anime kind of like that dark before. Then that time jump, like I couldn't really recognize the characters. It felt like I was looking at different people. Like they didn't, their backstory. It's like their backstories kind of like they didn't seem consistent. So
I agree.
Put me off.
I wonder whether, because people say in the manga is different. I wonder whether it's clearer in the manga. I'd have to read it to know, but I don't think I will. Maybe one day. But yeah, yes, I think Tokyo Ghoul is a good example of something that suddenly is really fast, or then slower and fast and slower.
Could you recommend 3 anime movies for any novices out there?
That's so hard because I feel like people are into different things. Because I could just list 3 romance anime, but that's not going to appeal to everyone. And then you could just list 3 action ones, and that wouldn't appeal to everyone. Movies, so not series.
We could do 3 movies and 3 series.
Okay, I'll try that. I'm going to throw some Ghibli in there just because I think Ghibli's a great way of if you have never seen the anime like genre, and you're going to be a bit shocked by some of the nuances that come with anime that don't come with cartoons. I think Ghibli sort of don't do all of those suddenly changing style of anime, or I don't know if that makes sense. So I would say probably like Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke as movies. I have my list of everything I've ever watched with me here. Just at the beginning of the year, I wrote everything down. I don't know. It's so difficult. Oh, and then I'd throw like Your Name in there because that like is beautiful, and it's like that appealed to the masses, I would say, more than just like people who love anime, because that did so well in the box office. So those would be my 3 movies. And then series, I would say Attack on Titan, I think. And I only watched that this year. I was not going to watch it. I'm so new to the fandom. I thought I wouldn't like it. It's not my thing. I don't like violence. But I honestly think it's the best thing that's like ever been made in terms of series. I'm so glad I watched it. And I can't wait for the next season. So Attack on Titan, I would say Banana Fish. I don't know if you've seen that. That's really good. Third one. I might have to come back to that. What about you? What would your top 3 be?
And just in case, like for anyone who's watching, like it might be different, just because like on any given day, like things can change around. Death Note, My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah, that's so good. I could put that on my list.
And One Piece.
Oh, nice. I really want to watch One Piece, but there's so many episodes, so I can't bring myself to do it.
Just start off. I would say if you want to watch One Piece, just give yourself like 20 episodes just to give it like a feeler.
Yeah,
if you're not invested after that, then don't bother.
Don't do it. That's so true. Like I think but it's difficult because some anime like really pick up quite far into the season. Because like I said, Attack on Titan isn't my usual thing, so I watched it this year. I think it was like episode 16 or 17 is when I really started to like be completely gobsmacked by how good it was. But if I hadn't pursued all the way through to episode 16 or 17, I would have missed the brilliance that is Attack on Titan. It's difficult. So maybe you're right, like episode 20 is a good mark to see whether you like an anime or not. Still not sure about my third one. I'll just put My Hero Academia there for now. But it's true, like it changes, doesn't it? Like one minute you like this and the next minute you like something else. It all depends on your mood.
Like you said, like Attack on Titan isn't like your regular thing, but like each year new shows come out, and and that just opens up a door for that show to kind of come into our repertoire.
Yeah, exactly. Got to keep your eyes peeled and try new things and not get stuck in a rut like I do watching the same trope. When did you start watching anime?
So talking to people, I've kind of like realized that it's been a part of my childhood. So it's probably
Mm.
like Pokemon and Dragon
Mm.
Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, not kind of like knowing that they're anime. I just thought
Yeah.
they were just cartoons.
Mm.
And as I got older, I kind of realized that, oh no, it's a Japanese export that the Americans dubbed over.
Mm.
Then it was on like Cartoon Network and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's so true. Do you find that sometimes I find the stuff that I liked back then I wouldn't like now? Do you find that sometimes? Not like Pokemon. I mean, those kind of things you will just watch for your whole life because if once a fan, always a fan. Like, but I mean, some series that I used to watch, I cringe at now. Do you find that at all, or do you stay by everything you?
I think like I used to be a huge fan of like Beyblade,
Yeah.
but now I don't think I could. I don't think
No.
what? No, I don't think I could watch it.
Yeah, like Beyblade, Digimon, all those things that used to be on TV. I mean, I love them. I still watch them because that was all there was. Like, there wasn't that much on TV. Like, getting your hands on anime and manga was way harder.
Mm.
It's amazing how easy and accessible it is for like the new generation and why so many of them are watching it because they have way more access to it than we did. And like it's so cool now to like anime. Like I go on TikTok and everyone likes anime and I'm like, yes, this is amazing. I feel like part of a way bigger community. But at school, like I don't know about you, but I was weird for liking anime. There were a few people in my year who watched it. I was only really friends with one, and thank God I had her because we literally just watched it together, chatted about it. But like it wasn't cool. And we used to go to anime conventions before that, you know, when they were small, not as big as they are now at the Excel Center. But they were like tiny, just in like one room, and it's so nice to see that anime is like so much more accepted now, and you're not a geek for liking anime. Did you like have friends who also liked anime, or?
Yeah, so for the most part, like a lot of my friends at school like used to watch anime. So
Oh,
mostly
that's
kind of
good.
like the chat was mostly about like Naruto and Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And at the time I was watching like Bleach as well.
Mm.
So yeah, so anime was it was a thing that was talked about.
Mm. That's good. That's really nice. Did you go to quite a big school, or was it quite a small school?
Well, my school's reasonably big.
Reasonably big, yeah. Mine was
Uh,
small, so I felt like there was less people who you could find that liked it. Um, but luckily, yeah, I found one person, and she's still my friend now, and we still message back and forth about anime, like regularly, daily.
that's cool.
um, mm,
Because
yeah.
yeah, I think even like at high school, I wouldn't have thought about going to like anime conventions and stuff like
Mm, hmm. Yeah, I didn't know where I heard about it. I think my first one was in like 2008, 2009. I went to the XL Center, um, and I loved it. I remember feeling like so, like I wasn't like bullied. No one bullied me, thankfully. I had lots of friends at school, but I felt at the convention so accepted, like such a like loving community, and everyone was, you know, dressed up. I wasn't, but it was really nice to see everyone so accepting, and you know, like the whole free hugs thing. And I remember like saying at that time, I used to think it was better than my birthday and better than Christmas going to the convention because I felt like, yeah, it was such a great community. I still feel that now, but it's so big now that I probably don't feel it as much. And now I probably like my birthday more again.
that.
Have you ever been to a convention?
No,
No, we
no,
should go.
no, I haven't
When
been.
when this is all over, let's go to a convention.
Okay,
It'd be
anime
so much
convention.
fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, be really
Um,
good. I went with Kat, who you interviewed previously, or Catherine. I'm not sure. I've been with her once. She was working there. It's not like she actually likes anime, but she was working, so we met up. Um,
are you a fan of anime live action remakes?
I thought the Death Note one wasn't bad, but I haven't watched that in years, so I'd have to like re-evaluate my thoughts on that. Um, I watched clips of the Attack on Titan one. And I didn't like it. but then I didn't watch it the whole way through, so I could be wrong.
Mm.
I think on the whole, no. I think, okay, some of the romance ones where they make them in Japan and they're cute, like little series, translate really well to series with real people because they're just slice of life, like cute romance things that you can do in real life. But I think some of the fantasy ones, you just do not get that same level of amazingness if it's like CGI or I don't know. What about you? Do you like them?
I'm not a fan of live action remakes. I don't think they work. But I've just heard, actually just saw this the other day, that Netflix are going to make a live action Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
So I feel this will work because the Death Note one, I don't think the Death Note one worked, and I feel Netflix in general, like they listen to the feedback that their subscribers give them. So I have hope they've taken that feedback and they'll apply it to Cowboy Bebop, and hopefully it turns out to be good.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I haven't watched the series, but I like know of it, so that would be cool. They're also making, I mean, it's not anime, but it's animation. I don't know if you've seen or watched Avatar Legend of Aang or Avatar The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah.
But they're making that. I'm skeptical about that because I hated the first adaptation. I watched that in the cinema for my birthday. Yeah, I went to see the movie for my birthday. Like I dragged all my friends along thinking it was going to be just as good as the series. It was not. So we'll see. There's lots of talk about it. So I'm going to watch it, even though like the main creators have left the project. I'm still going to watch it, but I don't have high hopes at the moment. But prove me wrong, Netflix, please. I'll be happy.
I actually I rewatched the Avatar TV show like over the first lockdown, just to prepare myself for the live action show.
It's so good. I'm looking at the box set up there now. I've watched it so many times. That was like my childhood. I'd rush home from school to watch that. It's such a good series.
Who's your favorite anime character?
Oh my goodness, of all time. Okay, in lockdown, it's been Levi from Attack on Titan. He's just so cool. I just don't think there's anyone like oh god, he's so cool. Like the way they animate him and the way he like moves so smoothly with his sword thing. So at the moment it's him, but like I mean when I was younger it would probably be like Hal from Howl's Moving Castle or Zuko from Avatar Legend of Aang, but technically not anime, but yeah. All men. I should really have a female in there. Who's my favourite female character? I like Sen from Spirited Away or Chihiro as well. What about you?
My favourite anime character is from... Have you heard of this anime called Fire Force?
I have. I know people watching it. I haven't watched it though. It looks intense.
It's intense. Yeah. It's really good.
Is it?
And there's this character in it called Ogun, and it pays homage to the Yoruba deity Ogun, like the god of war. So like, and they've like given him a really cool like power set. So like he's cool. My favorite anime character.
So that's quite a new favorite then, because isn't that series relatively new?
Yeah, it's relatively new. Like it's in its second season now. So
yeah, how would before that? Who was your favorite character? Would you say? I mean, Attack on Titan's newish anyway as well. But before, if you were younger, who would you have said?
Maybe Ichigo Kurosaki.
Wait. Okay, that's why I recognise it. Yeah, I still haven't watched Bleach, another one that I want to watch, but it's so long. Oh, that's cool. I do need to watch that. It's like you know so much about these like big animes that you feel like you've watched them even though you haven't watched them. I need to actually watch them rather than just like know of them, which is what I was attempting to do this year, and I have done a lot off my bucket list of things to watch.
I wanted to get your take on filler episodes in like animes? Are you one of those, or do you think they should be cut?
I don't like them, but I don't watch like some of the lengthy series, so I know there's a lot more in those. I remember when I used to watch Naruto, which I still haven't finished. I didn't like some of those filler episodes. It's not that I don't like them, but nothing happens. They'll talk for an entire episode. And don't get me wrong, I love talking, but I need a little bit of like movement in there as well. Yeah. I mean, I'm not telling them to cut them out because they're there for a reason, I presume, but they're not the most exciting.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have a series that's like 10,000 episodes long, you might as well fill some of the time up as well. What about you? Yes or no?
So part of me wants to say no, but I feel maybe they could cut some filler episodes out. And it's really annoying, especially when like they're in kind of like the height of the arc. Then the next episode will go into a filler. And it's like you can't leave them in a cliffhanger.
No, I know. But they do, and they probably still will. Why do they have them? Is it like for like how many episodes they have to fill for a company, or for the producers, like you have to have X amount of episodes, or are they behind on something so they need to push something? I don't know. Like I should research why they have filler episodes.
That's a good question. I don't know, but that's a good question.
No, I shall Google it after this.
You have a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
Could you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and what kind of content you make?
Thank you for asking. It's new. Technically I started it a year ago, but I made one video and then didn't do anything else. But I've had a lot more time now, and I've always wanted to do YouTube. And I watch so much YouTube that I thought, why can't I make something? I'm watching other people. So I sort of, at the moment, I'm not very good at sticking to one thing. It's not particularly cohesive. I'm making videos on like Studio Ghibli, making things. I do some sculpting, painting, DIYs. I also do some like makeup looks inspired by some of my favorite characters. And then I do like my collection review or figure reviews. It's a little bit of everything. At the moment, like anime related. I'd like to sometimes like branch out into other things, but I'm having lots of fun just experimenting. And it's so nice when people leave comments and say nice things. And I've got a small following, but I really like my small following and I like chatting to them. Yeah, it's so much fun. You're enjoying it? Like you're great. You're all these videos coming out at the moment. You're doing really well.
Oh, thank you. I don't know, just do like a little bit. Like a lot of, I don't think people know this, but a lot of prep goes into like the videos and like research and stuff.
It's so true, especially like, you know, when you're talking about, you did a video on like stream war.
Oh, the stream
wars. Yeah, I bet that was a lot of research as well. But it's so true. Like, you have to research it, plan it, set it up, film it, and take it all down. Unless you're like lucky enough to be a professional YouTuber with a filming room and like really high budget production stuff. But you know, there's me with my little iPhone and my little light in the corner. But it's so much fun, so I'm not complaining at all. I love it. Yeah. Oh, and my YouTube is Gabaroodle, if anyone's interested. Spelled Gaberoodle, because no one can pronounce it.
And I'll put that in the description down below so people can go and look up your channel. And just before we go, Gabi, where can people find you on social media?
So yeah, Gabaroodle on YouTube, and then Gabriella, which is my name, a dot, and then Ayla for my Instagram. And I also have TikTok, which I think is just Gabriella Ayla, where I try and keep up with all these anime trends that are going on at the moment. Yeah, that's it. Just TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Okay, Gabi, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you soon.